Outside the state capitol, protesters in Tallahassee chant 3 words that make Ron DeSantis quiver.
We've seen instances of students being told by different folks in school, oh, don't worry, don't pick your gender yet, do all this other stuff. They won't tell the parents about these discussions that are happening. That is entirely inappropriate.
These students see what a majority of Floridians see.
To get into situations where you're not having the parent, you're hiding things from the parent, you're injecting these concepts about choosing your gender, that is just inappropriate for our schools.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis absolutely despises the LGBTQ plus community.
Schools need to be teaching kids to read, to write. They need to teach them science, history.
And he's showing it continuously in his stranglehold on everyday people. In the wake of this bill passing through the state legislature and awaiting the signature from a Trump cohort in Ron DeSantis, one of the most notable athletes of this generation has spoken out. Coco Gauff is, in short, a tennis phenom. At 15, she won her first singles title, the youngest to achieve such a feat since 2004. In Parma, Italy, at just 17, she added more hardware, winning 2 championships in one day. In the summer of 2020, when Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin suffocated 46-year-old father George Floyd to death with a knee to the neck for 9 minutes and 29 seconds, America, like many other countries on this planet, had a racial reckoning.
So I'm here to tell you guys this, that we must first love each other no matter what. We must have the tough conversations with my friends. Second, we need to take action. And yes, we're all out here protesting, and I'm not of age to vote, but it's in your hands to vote for my future, for my brother's future, and for your future. Third, you need to use your voice. No matter how big or small your platform is, you need to use your voice.
She was there, on the front lines of the movement, speaking to the crowd.
The legislation, dubbed the Don't Say Gay Bill by critics, bans lessons in sexual orientation or gender identity in kindergarten through the 3rd grade, and any instruction that is not age appropriate or developmentally appropriate for students in accordance with state standards. The bill, which does not define what is age appropriate, would allow parents to sue school districts or teachers if they believe the policy is being violated.
So when Florida Republicans decided to pass the Don't Say Gay bill, Coco Gauff of South Florida knew she could not stand idly by on this subject, which has been a rarity amongst current professional athletes. I'm against it, Gauff told reporters ahead of her first match at the Indian Wells tennis tournament. I think these conversations are important, and for me, who has friends in the LGBTQ plus community, I couldn't imagine not being able to talk about your identity. I feel that's something that is normal. Every LGBTQ plus person I've known has known that they were part of that community since they were young, said Gauff. I think it's important that they have those conversations in school because that is supposed to be a safe space to talk about everything. Recent polling via the Public Opinion Research Lab at the University of North Florida found around a third of voters, or 34%, supported the discriminatory legislation somewhat or strongly. It's a deeply unpopular bill and they know it, but discrimination is a fabric of GOP politics. Gauff said she sees parallels between the Florida bill and the struggle for racial justice, another issue she is passionate about. Same stance on this. I think it's important to have those tough conversations, and from the people that I spoke to who are part of the community, it definitely makes a difference when you don't have to hide who you are. The bill, titled the Parental Rights in Education Bill, which was passed in both legislative bodies largely along party lines, has added fuel to the latest American culture war, which has put students in its crosshairs with a combination of book bans, pride flag removals, and bills targeting LGBTQ youth. The bill is a cruel attempt to push an anti-LGBTQ agenda and seems to respond to a problem that simply does not exist, wrote the Miami Herald's Lily Ostrer. There is currently no indoctrination of young people regarding gender and sexual identity. Additionally, the proposed legislation fails to consider basic facts about child development. Scientifically, we know that most children start understanding common characteristics associated with gender by age 2 and have an innate sense of their own gender by 4. Many youth whose gender differs from the sex they were assigned at birth have a sense of this early on, though this can occur at any point in one's development. The impact of this bill would be extremely detrimental to the ongoing mental health crises of LGBTQ plus youth in our state and sends a message that they are not welcome in Florida. It will deny children the ability to grow up and flourish in the ways that feel the most natural to them.